So we know about Luke's, right? The Divine Light, LVX. This is what occultism is. Visualization, and I can't visualize that well, even if you can't visualize that well. The attempt, I see everything in like little, like squares, triangles, phantasms of light, of different colors. But I feel the presence of the eternal. So, visualization, vibration of a word, meaning like strongly chanting a certain word a few times, along with breath work, all at the same time. You will tap in to what's called the unmanifest, or a place in reality that has not been set yet. We co-create our realities with what we say and what we think, what we do, our behavior, in the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual planes. Asiya, Bria, Yetzira, Absolute. Yod He, Vav He. But magic really is magic too. Magic is, it's incredible. So we all know about EIO, Isis, Apophis, Osiris. This is a divine word of power. There's another word of power, and that is EIO backwards. Osiris, Apophis, Isis. So what EO stands for, um, in the Greek language is epsilon, alpha, ein, or not ein. Well, anyways, it's the sun, moon, and the element in earth. Or sun, Saturn, and earth. So, yeah, because the O is turned into a omega. Yeah, that's right. Sorry. So what you got with the LVX ritual is Apophis. It's LVX is Isis. EO, Isis, Apophis, Osiris. So that's the earth element, Isis, Apophis is Saturn, and then Osiris is the sun. It is a ritual of triumphing. Osiris, Apophis, Isis, different story. It's that's the fucking sun going into Saturn upon the earth, which is like darkness. But like how you say it, how you intone it. It gives out different solfeggio frequencies, and what the LVX ritual does is it creates a space, your sphere of sensation, which is energy around you called the toroidal field. That's your sphere of sensation. an electromagnetic force, and it's connected to like Kundalini, yoga is good because it opens the way for the electromagnetic force in your light body or sphere of sensation or aura. The physical yoga opens blockages and meridians and opens up things called nadis. It allows prana to flow more free. And you get to experience different states of consciousness depending upon which set of chakras you're improving on and which you're ignoring and not, you know. Yoga is internal alchemy. Yoga is alchemy that it's yoga. This is like what the Rosicrucians practice. And Rosicrucianism is like what you get into when you become an adept. Here's at the 32nd degree of a Scottish Rite Freemason's career, they become what's called the sublime prince of the royal secret, and they learn the royal secret. And what is the royal secret? I don't know, I'm not a Freemason. So, I'll give you a hint. The Christ is you. Many places in the Bible are talking about physiological places on the body, biological technologies that we have to work upon ourselves and our consciousness. This shit is not for dabblers. Yeah, it's just it's powerful stuff. What I'm doing is I'm gonna be gathering. I do lives and shit like that, and I don't have a point sometimes. It's a 50-50 shot if I even have a point before I press record. And here's why I do that is because my passion for occultism, I've dedicated my life to it. It's who I am. If I don't share some of that knowledge, I'm an asshole. So I do that. And I put a lot of effort into sharing knowledge on this channel and all over the place. I also forgot that I I was an armchair occultist and studied every philosophy, every religion. I studied theology as a minor in college. And that was like 15 years ago that I was in college. So since I was in high school, I first really liked shamanism. And I was an active member in like Erowid.org, trip reports, and fucking experimenting with different substances, psychological, there's psychedelic drugs and pharmaceuticals. Psychopharmacology was something that I paid special attention to. I went to medical school, and it's supposed to have a general knowledge of medications, but like I find chemicals to be astounding. Um, Alchemy begat chemistry, which created the current world that we live in. The chemicals that you operate on and the amount, drugs don't do anything to you. You already have everything inside of you. All different medications do is if they're psychotropic. Um, they increase or decrease different hormones and neurotransmitters that your pituitary and pineal gland emit. And it can dull or agitate receptors, neural receptors, and neural activities. Mushrooms, for instance, promote neuroplasticity, which is growth of new neural networks. Neural networks are how it's as cells multiply and cells begin to make a chemical. And their network will start to talk to other networks and other that is how the brain operates. It's like a computer network. The brain is a fucking it's a if you look at it like a quantum computer and learn occult practices and exercises and get involved in the shit, like take it seriously, do your little 30-minute daily rituals, and you're well on your way to fucking having insight into fundamental reality. I took like 7-8 grams of mushrooms the other night, and they were very good. However, I am on an antidepressant. It's a selective serotonin reuptake inhibitor. It works on serotonin. So do mushrooms. It's a serotonin agonist. Which means it when introduced into my neural pathways, I take Paxil, and I take it daily, and it gets into the bloodstream and has a half-life and all that. So it's doing what it does to promote serotonin production. Mushrooms, psilocybin, they turn into psilocin when ingested and introduced into through like the different organs. An enzyme appears through the natural alchemical process, and hold on one second. Mushrooms work on a couple of things. They work on oxytocin, they work on serotonin, they work on dopamine. Uh, but for me, my serotonin receptors are already like manipulated. So, and serotonin is the reason I was talking about enzymes breaking something down or adding some enzymes to something that you take is psilocybin is converted into psilocin when it goes through the fucking kidneys and liver. And psilocin, if you like Wikipedia the name psilocin, it'll give you the chemical name of it, and it's just a few molecules away from it's dimethyl. It's like it has a couple of other different molecules attached to it, but it's dimethyltryptamine. It converts into almost pure DMT. But those extra molecules change how it conducts itself, and how and so forth. But it's an analog, if you will, of DMT. DMT is used in the fundamental building blocks of creating serotonin. So when I'm excreting all of this already, right? My body's used to a certain level of serotonin and it's used to a certain level of DMT. In two parts. One, I take a serotonin medication, so more DMT is needed because more serotonin is being thrown out into the neural networks from the pineal and pituitary glands. They work in concert, and they are the distributors of all hormones, neurotransmitters. What chemicals do, chemicals are like applications on your phone. And they program a certain, they program a code into your algorithm. And you can actually program your own algorithm, which is pretty fancy, I think. You're supposed to program your own algorithm. And that is what magic is. It's becoming aware that all men, the great men that invented things like computers and these things, the modern world, they were scientists. What do scientists do? They look out into the natural world and look at the systems that are already in place, but just occulted, or occult means hidden from view. It's a Latin word. There's connotations attached to occultism or the occult. But all it means is it's like sacred secret knowledge. Things that people have been aware of in every religion. And in every religion, there is the exoteric, because Tommy Lee Jones in the first Men in Black, Will Smith asks why they can't just tell the public about this crazy shit. Why do they have to work so hard to keep it a secret? He goes, Tommy Lee Jones is like, they're too stupid, they're too dumb to understand certain realities. They would fucking freak out. And Will Smith says, I don't agree. I believe that people are smart. Tommy Lee Jones says, yes, a person is smart. People are cruel, ignorant, and there's a group think that kind of starts to happen when people are in a group and all enraptured by an idea or an ideal. That's a form of occultism. That is occultism. I believe the fancy word for being able to persuade groups of people to fucking step into your agenda is A, do what Donald Trump did and just kind of tell the truth and shit on people. Like, Donald Trump could easily have been a a successful stand-up comedian. How does he do this? Because he tells the truth, and he's got fuck you money. So there's that, but like playing the political game. It's like why are all these people in fraternities and sororities and secret societies, Eastern Star, Masons? Then you want to go up to like elite level shit, Skull and Bones. It's a fucking German death cult. I have nothing against. I respect every person's altar the same. Unless you're like the Order of the Nine Angles or some shit. You have to have beliefs. I think this is very important. If you use these techniques and magic and shit to like escape reality, that's like the complete opposite of what is popping. You tap far more into reality. The more you learn and experience. It becomes like beyond a doubt that there's like a source, like a creator to everything. Because there's these perfect systems in nature that if you're tapped into, if you're in tune with certain systems in nature that aren't quite clear to the eye, that are occult, if you know the 7 Hermetic laws of the universe, the natural laws of the universe, you're like 50% of the way. Like knowing is half the battle. Don't sleep on G.I. Joe, man. Wonderful. What was I doing? The ritual of the Akaphalos. Akaphalos is the headless one. The expression of highest divinity always existing and having no start or birth. This is found in the Greek magical papyri called the Stele of Ju, the hieroglyphicist. I summon you, headless and bornless one, you who created heaven and earth. You who created night and day, you who created the light and the darkness, you are Osiris, Osiranophris, whom none has ever seen. You are Eabas. You are Eabos. You distinguish the just from the unjust. You made male and female. You made men love each other and hate each other. You have revealed seed and fruit, and you have revealed the moist and dry, and you have provided all nourishment. I am Ptah, Apo Phraz Ra, your prophet to whom you transmitted the mysteries celebrated by Isis Ra El of Kim. Hear thou me. I am Frater Sapientia, the messenger of the Pharaoh Osiranophris. Hear thou me, and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament and of the aether upon the earth and under the earth and on the dry land and of the water and of the whirling wind and of the rushing fire and every spell and scourge of God the vast and the mighty one may be obedient unto me. Holy headless spirit, I call upon you, magnificent and terrible God with an empty spirit. Abatiao rebit atelebersit ara pleta ablu evim kitas goi aib eot iao. Holy Akaphalos, grant me knowledge and conversation. You are Aragagabraio Soku Maudoreo Falakeo. Immortal bornless one, hear thou me, and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament and of the aether upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the water, of the whirling air and of the rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of Eleon Adonai Robrium Mari Oda Holy headless one, hear thou me, and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament and of the aether upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the water, of the boiling air and of the rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of Eloah fade out. Give me holy sight, holy headless one. Ma berayo ioel kota atore belo habrayot eot habrayot vasim Isaac Zaviot Iao. This is called the bornless Kabbalistic cross, or the headless Kabbalistic cross. Eot Avriot Vazim Ve'Isaac Ve'Zaviot Iau. I am the Lord of gods in the inhabited world. I am he whom the wind fears. I make all things by command of my voice. Abrasax Savraim Adonai on la Gaia Apatia Kanakorin. I am the mighty daemon, having sight in my feet. I possess immortal fire with great might. I am the truth. I hate the unjust deeds that are done in the world. I am the source of lightning and thunder. I create rain to inseminate the earth. My mouth burns completely forever. I beget, sustain, and destroy. I am the favor of the eon. A heart girt with a serpent is my name. Hear thou me, and make all spirits subject unto me, so that every spirit of the firmament and of the aether upon the earth and under the earth, on dry land and in the water, and of the whirling air and of the rushing fire, and every spell and scourge of Shaddai Elkai Adonai. Send to me, great Yahweh, my bornless self, my supernatural assistant. Send forth the holy guardian angel. Send this consciousness of primordial spirit, so I may be wise, guided, led, assisted, and protected through all my lives, so I may complete the holy great work. Chaos goi vechristios veluchivteos Leolam, amen. Ararita is Hebrew Notiricon. It's a magical acronym. ARARITA, or Aleph Resh, Yod, Tau. Ta. Aleph Resh, Yod, Tau, Aleph, Arabita. And it stands for Akkad, Rosh, Akdoto, Rosh, Akudo, Tamarado, Akkad. The divine began as one, its individuation are innumerable, yet all its permutations always remain one. Chakras. The 11-fold seal. It is my true will to accomplish the great work. We visualize being a star in space. Trace a clockwise circle around the head while vibrating Nuit. 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 Hadit Shaddai Elkai. Rahokuit. Jabalon. Elohim. Shabbalan Elohim. Aragoth Karanzon Aragoth Shugal Elohim Gibor Elyon Yahweh Eloavidat Adonai Zaveot Elohim Zaveot Shaddai Kai Rakuit Yahweh Aum Amen. Abrahadabra. Zeazas, Zezas, Nazatanadas, Zezeas. Shadow substance and gateway to hell, I seek thy infernal spell to rip and rend against the face of the gods, to gain immortal consciousness above and beyond. Guide me, old dragon, thou serpent soul, mighty Karanzan, Shugal, father devil, Karanzan, Shugal. Thy wisdom is brought down in divining light, illuminated by the crown of the serpent lion. My name is a heart girt with a serpent. Olam Yezodot Marag Amaleletu Remok Samalo Naama Oh, the greater ritual, the pentagram. I eliminate my enemies with AIDS-infested enemas. Easy E. I killed my grandma alive in her living room. Irony. Anus lips I lick, butt chugging piss. Then I suck on my father's cock. Oh, what am I working on, bro? I'm gonna go through the greater ritual of the pentagram. So the greater ritual of the pentagram. It goes like this. There's a ritual from the original Hermetic order, the Golden Dawn and beyond, that it's called the supreme ritual of the pentagram. At every point of the pentagram, it was ascribed by the ancient sages which point was attributed to what element. So, with the pentagram, on the left arm, top, air. On its right arm, top, water. Left arm, bottom, earth. Left arm, or right arm, bottom, fire. At the top, you have a 8-spoked wheel representing life, the spinning of the wheel, and it is the sigil of the Akash, or spirit. It's also called the Pentagrammaton. So, Yod He Vav He, the formula of divinity, is each Hebrew letter is attributed to an element. Yod is fire. First He, water. Yod He. Vav is air. So, and final He is earth. Final He is a dot. So, that is the formula of Yod He Vav He. It's not Jehovah or Yahweh. It's Yod He Vav He. It's a occulted magical formula of the elements. Yod He Shin Vav He, or Yeshua, is when you put the Hebrew letter Shin in the middle of Yod He and Vav He. You have spirit, and Shin represents the divine spirit or the Holy Spirit. That's the top quadrant. But the supreme ritual of the pentagram it invokes the supreme ritual of the pentagram. It invokes the different elemental. What's going on here? The formula is older than Milton Knowles. The formula comes when the formula comes from the Key of Solomon, though which is attributed to the demons of the Goetia. Milton, I guess I spoke to someone that was somebody in the mini orders. He was the premonstrator of fucking the Alpha Omega Golden Dawn Order in Europe. And he said that it wasn't like Yahweh or Jehovah, but it was the all unifying thing was pronounced Iaoe. Iaoe. Early Christian cults called like the Great God that, or the Gnostics and the Greeks themselves had, they called it EIO. When I say, forgive me, Father, for I've sinned, it's not the same as when you say, I'm sorry, Daddy, I've been a bad boy. Spanking. Yeah, dude. That's facts. There are the barbarous words. Like I just did the bornless ritual, or the headless, the Akaphalos ritual. And it's full of what's called it's full of barbarous words. Barbarous, you're a barbarian if you do not speak Greek. So that's where barbarous words come from. And because they don't make any sense to you, words, when your vocal cords make certain words, they vibrate at a frequency, and Yod, He, Vav, He, brings in the resonance of the air. Because it's been ascribed to that. Golden Dawn and offshoots of it aren't too bad for information. Just don't go to the modern American Golden Dawn because guy literally suited his way into power there. Hey Milton, can you tell me what suited means? Like just fucking politicked? The headless ritual, dude, that reminds me of wild ass pain. And the guy who's running the Golden Dawn in America didn't get past grade of a neophyte and hasn't been recognized as any formal grade within Golden Dawn outside of his own decoration. Fuck, are you talking about David Griffin? Because I forget what Golden Dawn tribe he runs with, but he wrote a book called the Ritual Magic Manual, and it's the fucking best. I say it rivals in terms of quality. I say it rivals or is a great complementary piece to the Black Brick, the complete Golden Dawn by Israel Regardie. Hell yeah. There's a bunch of American offshoots of the Golden Dawn. Tell you a story when I decided that I wanted to. I read Damien Eccles' Angels and Archangels and decided that I would. He broke down the lesser banishing ritual, the pentagram. He broke it down into energetic terms that I could understand because I never really I had read it, but I didn't understand what the fuck the point was in doing it. What are you doing? And Damien broke it down in such a way. I was just reading his book for fun, and he broke it down that I gave it a try, and I immediately recognized the power in that. Barbarous words, like it's almost as good as illiterate languages and illiterate writing, which was old school where you can't speak French or Latin. Oh yeah, French or Latin, yeah. You're talking about David Griffin, yeah. He copyrighted the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn name. He was able to weasel his way through lawsuits and shit into getting the copyright for the actual name, Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. His name is David Griffin. Yeah, the guy sucks, like, doing that shit. He also did a cool thing by making the Ritual Magic Manual. It's spelled Magic, Ritual Magic Manual. David Griffin. I have links to his books. But yeah, he wrote, like, I didn't exactly learn how to do shit from him, but when I started doing ceremonial rituals, Hell yeah. I was completely lost. I had dedicated myself to the pursuit of acquiring the ageless wisdom and disseminating the occult info in a de-occulted way. I wanted to de-occult the occult for regular average people. And I started doing very powerful rituals almost immediately. But I was lost. I didn't understand what the fuck I was doing. I didn't, I philosophically didn't understand a lot of things when I started doing this shit. So I looked around. There's not even an operational Freemasonic temple around here. There's a Freemasonic temple, but they're not in operation since like 2018 because of a hurricane. Anyways, there's no organizations around where I live. I live in Florida, and I know the Ciceros live in Florida. But I don't know of any groups except this one group that is in Florida. It was a Golden Dawn offshoot. But they seemed legitimate. I took fake Xanax one night, and I bought Xanax off the street, and it was not Xanax. I took 2 bars and I completely blacked out. And I ended up car hopping, like breaking into, or just like going into people's like fucking driveways, opening up their shit on the passenger side, and I was stealing driver's manuals. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know why I did that. I don't know what the fuck happened. What I do know is I fucking wound up in jail with 3 felonies for like breaking and entering or some shit. Yeah, Freemasonry is a social club for philosophical thinkers, or it used to be. Esoteric Freemasonry is dead. But I was just saying, like, there's not even like a nothing I know about. Like, there's no Rosicrucian temple. There's no fucking Amorc that isn't like around where I live. Like, anyways, I got in touch with a Golden Dawn offshoot in Florida that why I was talking about these 3 felonies I got. I was on probation while I had an interview with, it was 3 dudes. And they interviewed me for over an hour. Now, I was forthcoming with all the information about my arrest. And I'm sure they did a background thing because, you know, you're not going to waste your time talking to someone. Anyways, I've been practicing ceremonial ritual magic for about 2 years at that point. But I knew a lot of things, or I had read about a lot of things that I just didn't put into practice, and so I put all these different things into practice. And I felt that I knew a lot more. The thing was is that I don't know why they interviewed me for an hour, because they knew that I had felonies. They said the reason they couldn't accept me is because I had felonies on my record. But but they interviewed me still for an hour, and they I wrote it on my application to them for to join. So I don't know why these dudes fucking wasted my time. Like, we had a good conversation, and then at the end they were like, "Yeah, man, sorry, wish we could, but they're like, maybe you could get your record expunged when you're off probation or something." I was like, Jesus Christ, dude. Uh, I wouldn't want to be a part of a. Like, I have the legal paperwork saying what I did. Uh, like, it's a crazy story, but it wasn't like I was out jacking fucking shit from people, like being a fucking dirtbag. I was being a dirtbag in another way. Well, I actually was buying Xanax off the street at the time because I couldn't get them from my doctor. And you take a gamble every time you take fucking pills from off the street. Especially with Xanax, because it was an analog benzo, meaning it was a research chemical. And you could have a pill press, you could fucking. You can make a bunch of Xanax, fake Xanax with. It's not fake, it is a benzodiazepine. But it's not dosed out correctly. It's fucking, the shit's way too strong. Some of them are duds and don't work, and then some of them are like taking 10 of them at once. So you just, life is like a. Life is like street Xanax. You never know what you're gonna get. So I don't know why these guys interviewed me for that long. Probably because I was just genuinely interested in what they were up to, and we had a pretty decent conversation. And I wasn't very. I didn't have a lot of faith in myself. Uh, that I was on the right path. I've never had a teacher. The largest issue of a lot of these organizations is they forget the grand unifying principle of making a good man better. They preach the work, but they never do it. It's actually offensive. Yeah, man. I was salty about that shit for a minute. But then I was very glad, like, the first question they asked was I willing to drive up to their temple to do the neophyte initiation? And it was like a 6 hour drive or something. Florida's fucking, it's a big place. So, and I was absolutely down to do that. I was at that point in time, I I needed a guide. I needed to know what I was doing. Is it correct? Am I doing this correctly? And I just, when they told me, when they said that shit, I looked it up, and a lot of these quote unquote, these public organizations, they don't fuck with the public too much. What tripped me up was that it's a like, yeah, good men better. That's what Freemasons say. This was a Golden Dawn organization that's about mysticism and fucking Hermetic and Hebrew magic, dude. Um, if you talk to a kid that's obviously like is very very interested, very driven, very passionate about this very obscure thing. I don't know why they. I don't know. I got to ask a question to someone. His name. He goes by his magical name is Azariel Flames, or Flame, and he has an order called the North Witch Tradition. He has an occult shop and shit. Like, he's doing the great work. He's actually making a living off of doing the great work, which is very dope. Running an occult shop and shit. Anyways, this dude is the only person that I ever had that I could relatively say, I could say that they were a teacher of mine. I didn't have any teachers or mentors or guides. I had to hit the fucking books, dude. The reason that this channel exists is that I guess everyone and their motherfucking mom wants to become like part of some occult tradition nowadays, and a lot of people think they can buy their way into heaven. So if they like spend a lot of money on fucking their magical robe, and they spend 10 months on coming up with the perfect magical name, and they have the wand, and they have the fucking the sword and the athame, and they have the zodiac wand, and they got a wand they shove in their asshole while they fucking do magic, and then they got like fucking like silly little like red shoes. Like you spent like $500 on a pantacle that someone made in 10 minutes on a fucking 3D printer. You buy it from an asshole on Etsy for fucking like $500. This is just shit that I've witnessed, an amalgam of shit that I've witnessed people do and talk about in books. I have a library of over 3,000 occult books that I've read. I've read all of them, and there's only so much shit you can say over. Like, a lot of people don't like. A lot of people are fucking riding. They're riding the gravy train because occultism It's so hot right now. That Hansel, he's so hot right now. But occultism is making people money nowadays. like all like ritual tools are cool, and you know, I have ritual tools. I don't use them because I think they're gay. Uh, I'm a practitioner and fan of the sage with an empty hand. I can perform magic without anything. I mean, anyone can, but I actively, that's how I practice magic. I made all the occult tools. Here's a piece of advice when you're starting an occult practice. Witchcraft or ceremonial ritual magic. All you need is a good thrift store and a real dollar store like Family Dollar. Or not, yeah, like Family Dollar. Places like Dollar General are not dollar stores. And dollar stores are now like $1.25, but that all right. You can find everything you need at Family Dollar, different dollar stores, and find you a good ass thrift store. I have one of a kind type shit because I put time into crafting it and finding it, and basically I haven't spent barely any money on occultism other than tarot cards. I have a lot of decks of tarot cards, but that's the only thing that I've spent money on. Like real money. Like when you add it up. The robe my magical robe is like a kung fu jacket. It's like I don't know, I don't have it with me right now, but it's like, I got it for fucking $3. It's totally dope. But, Dipped out smoking crack in my hot tub, getting my cock sucked. I switched the formula of dope and cut and poured LSD 25 into a wound on my thigh. Wear the jacket that I beat off Roy DeMeo. Headstone cracked, jack his casket, jack off in the crypt with the dead body and bones and shit. Explain your darkest sin with a grin, a chalice of gin and juice, teeth and human skin, a couple stones in the crack pipe. The maestro always wins. I'm high off the hash pipe and methamphetamines. I'm a lady, I'm a gentleman. Get in thy hot tub. Get your anus licked. Get your toes sucked. Waltz with the corpse. Let's dance with the dead. I drink hooker spit in my hot tub, getting my anus licked. I killed my neighbor's kid. I stole a bus pass in a pair of Timberlands. I just took a fucking half, but I'm not feeling anything. I'm not feeling the shit. Let's see. I want to get a G.G. Allen Murder Junkie shirt to use in my own murder. I like to kill for sport. And the darkest, most dangerous game is a sport. The void space is where the true light lies and tells truths and has shattered your life. Until today when I decide the beast sees your penis size. I'm delicate when I summon the Magister Templi. I held his daughter ransom. See, I am an awesome guy. I got the sauce, gotta toss him in the ocean. With the speculum I pry. Too cool for school. Of the classics, got him locked in a casket. I raped him after his wake. After hours, I met up with the cold loving hands of the necromancer. If you feel dirty, take a shower. I'm attracted to dead bodies like pedophiles with kids. I keep kids' teeth that I choke to death beneath the fridge, beneath the floorboards. For good luck, I like to put the elderly to sleep with sharpened cleats. My sex slaves prematurely get deleted. I prematurely ejaculate as I lurk, as I choke the light from the eyes of Oh, shit. The monsters are up here in the nighttime. There are tribal species of faceless aliens with vicious fangs. I smoked PCP out my hash pipe. Dying serpent. I drank the blood of a dying serpent. Of its death, its last oxygen was consumed by me, and I had sexual relations with my dead brother's wife before he died. I paid her off to let me tape me pounding her, and as he viewed the tape, I laughed. He cried, then shook violently. The mother of his children snorted my goo off a dirty shoe from my thirsty feet. I made her suck me off on the toilet seat. His life ended later that week, and I didn't even show up to his wake or funeral or even act like he was gone or nothing. How could I miss someone I never met? I think I am still able yet to sigh out my mother into believing that 9/11 was planned and our father, who works at the Burger King and steals Valium from the neighbor's cabinets under his counter, and now he's hiding his gun and bullets. Oh wait, he's biting his rifle. Oh fuck, there goes my last there goes my last armor piercing 223s. I'm so annoyed. I have taken a lot more drugs tonight to go to sleep. My mom now gives my mom took my car keys. Don't you know, bitch, that I kill people over things? Don't tell me I'm too high on pink cocaine and Diddy's GHB. I love to oil down my vice presidents, senior senators, senior citizens, cabinet members, bonesmen assemble in general. Raping the weak is my duty. Enjoying it for the art like a jerk off. Now watch me jerk off. Watch me do my spoken word dick jerk. Call the police before we start molesting women and then run them over in the street. I know a couple of three things. You're gay, I'm awesome, and your mom needs to fucking brush her teeth. After I gang rape you